Testing, testing. Don't be that guy who kills his horse live on the podcast. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Controller. I'm Gladys, and with me as always is Cryptic Panther.
Hey everybody.
And nobody else. The other guys are experimenting with pushing their dicks in, so Panther and I will cover as much gaming news as we possibly can. Not really, they've got personal shit going on, but but it's fun to dream, right?
Yeah, it sounds better with it, Feel like they messaged us earlier, dudes. We're experimenting with this thing called pushing our dicks in. We're too busy. We're too busy.
I just imagine them like getting baked over there and just like sitting in a corner on the floor and just drooling and like looking down and just poking. That's it.
You envision way too much, my friend.
yeah, a bit too much free time. Sorry.
Play more Red Dead.
More Red Dead, which we'll talk about later. Even more. This is gonna be the hot topic for the next few weeks, I'm sure. We already did the just to shamelessly plug our other our other series that we do. The game of the week this week we've already done is Red Dead Redemption 2, of course. So we already did an hour-long gushing session basically on a bunch of stuff that we loved about it and a few things that we thought could show some improvement. But for this particular podcast, we're back into gaming news. So first off, I'm going to load us right through into Battlefield 5 coming out very shortly. It's right around the corner. And I don't know. I don't really feel too excited about it right now. Panther, do you feel the same way? You kind of
Yeah, dude. I'm like Red Dead.
Red Dead, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be tough for a lot of people to switch over. Switch off that Red Dead switch and jump on this game. I think when it launches. I mean, there's a lot of diehard Battlefield fans that are chomping at the bit to play it. But yeah, it's kind of lost any of its kind of hype. It's kind of it's almost a forgotten game now. Like I don't know what happened.
And the constant negative press is, probably the best answer.
The negative press is it's the negative comments on anything. Anytime they're in the press is the problem.
Sure.
They've turned they've turned it around and they've changed it and they admitted to some of their mistakes at their first trailer and they were pushing too hard on the cosmetics and they adjusted and they understood that. I mean, we all played the beta and I mean it was pretty solid for a beta. I mean, I didn't see any big glaring problems that have been plagued them in the past. They've learned their lessons, but I don't know if this here is a smart move.
I don't know. We'll see. But back to the news here. So EA has laid out the game's quote live service schedule, and Firestorm, as we've said before, will not be available during the launch of this title, and in fact will not come for close to 4 months afterwards.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a confirmed date for Firestorm, but it says sometime starting in March is the last series of planned loadouts right now, or expansions, excuse me. So starting in December and in January, there's a session or a period of releases that they're going to be doing into the game, the season. It's going to be called Overture. It's going to release a new single-player story, a practice range, some vehicle cosmetics, tank battles. January through March is called Lightning Strikes, and they've got Grand Operations, a little bit of a twist on Rush and Squad Conquest. And then starting in March is when we're going to get Firestorm, a new Battle for Greece, Combined Arms, and a new multiplayer mode that hasn't yet been detailed yet. Firestorm is going to be the biggest, I think, thing right now that people are really focused on and chomping at the bit to get more information on, and we still really don't know much about it. I don't expect to hear much about it on that note until we get much closer to its release. EA has done some terrible marketing so far for this game, and I don't expect them to do a 180 and turn it around and all of a sudden, tell us everything we want to know when we want to know it. So for right now, we have 4 months or so of planned updates and what we're going to get and when we're going to get it. Hopefully, they can deliver. And number one, that these things are quality updates and not just bullshit. And number two, that we can get them on time. EA's last attempt at a live service game was, of course, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and that's been a dumpster fire. Finally getting some good content here right around the corner, actually. As of this recording, tomorrow, General Grievous is getting released. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi will be next month. But back to Battlefield anyways. This is the news that we're on now. That's the planned updates so far. That's what they've released. Firestorm, again, long ways away. So if you were looking forward to that, if that was going to be one of the selling points for the game, probably wait until you get a sale and you can pick the game up cheaper. Firestorm will be a free update released later at an unspecified time.
And that's one thing that'll be good and also hurt them, is that the fact that there's no paid DLC, right? I mean,
right.
We don't want
controversial step, but
no paid DLC means new maps come out that everyone can play them, and that's always been a big concern for a lot of gamers. Is like, well, I shed out $60 for the game, or or $80 in Canada, we'll say 60 US, and then down the road you got to spend money on DLC, pay money for maps and all those other things, and if your buddies don't want to pay them extra money, and they still want to play the game, you're stuck on the base maps. So, I mean, I do like no paid DLC for the reasons that everybody can play the maps. But then, yeah, is the content going to suffer? Is the waiting for, what's coming, especially with Firestorm? I mean, this is going to hurt them, as people are like, oh, well, I don't need to buy the DLC to play Firestorm. I'm not really interested in playing the game right now because the fact is I got Red Dead, I got Black Ops, I got Spider-Man, I got 42 other games, Fallout 76, whatever else you're playing. Are you going to put this on the back burner until it gets closer to Firestorm launch, pick it up hopefully on sale, and that way you're not paying the $60 to begin with? So
right, and this usually we have releases around this time of year, and Black Friday usually sees the first significant discount on new release games.
I don't know if being basically the fact the game doesn't launch until November, I don't know if it'll be a Black Friday sale. It's a little close. But anyone with Origin Premier is going to get it day one.
Yep.
Anybody that's...
And early, actually.
Yeah, a couple of days early, right? So
full week.
Oh, it's a whole week early. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like I said, maybe when the game comes out, when the game launches, and people start playing it, the hype will come back, and maybe they've made enough changes, and the people are just going to fall in love with the game. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell right now, but not having the battle royale mode launch with or within the first month or 2 months of the game, I think it's going to hurt them. I think that was the one reason that Black Ops sold so well. To be honest, I think that was a big thing for the Call of Duty game this year, was be there. I mean, I played the beta. I tried a couple rounds. Maybe I was in the mood. I didn't like it, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of COD anyways, so maybe I was maybe a little more biased against it than I should have been. And I didn't get a chance to play it. I mean, I didn't have a lot of time, but I mean, I think that's why the sales numbers for that game is up, is from their battle royale mode, something new, right? And
possibly.
And with the battle royale mode being something different for the Battlefield series, I could see that being a selling point, but not until March. Jesus, like that's tough. I mean, they probably hadn't had a chance to perfect the mode, and it gives them a lot more time to actually work on it and give us a solid finished product. But man, it's just tough in this market right now. It's tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition and a lot of quality to overcome. Battlefield certainly has a fight ahead of it to
Definitely
stay ahead in this market. So just to clarify as well on the dates, with Origin Premier, we can preload on November 7th. So less than 2 weeks away.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I believe that goes live either on the 7th. It just says preload date right now. That's what I'm seeing on my main screen on Origin, but I believe it goes live then, or if not, on the 9th. That sounds right to me as well. So either way, it's very soon. It's coming up.
Yeah.
So I'll be anxious to see how they do. Moving on here, Panther, talk to us. We got some hot news here, and something that Uber would be excited about were he not playing around with his dilly. Tell us what it is.
So the PlayStation Classic. So yet another retro console.
Yeah.
So the PlayStation Classic full lineup of 20 games has been released. I mean, I'm kind of like whatever when it comes to classic consoles, especially with this one because I didn't play the first PlayStation. I didn't at all. I was probably still PC gaming back in the day, so I wasn't doing any console gaming at all, either PlayStation or the original Xbox. I think I might have played them at someone's house once or twice maybe, but I don't have the nostalgia to this console like the Nintendo ones that I have nostalgia because I played those as a child. But yeah, I mean, there's the big lineup come out. I know some of these games just because, you know, I'm a gamer and I've been around for 1,000 fucking years. But I mean, I don't feel any hype to this console at all. This one called Battle Arena Toshinden. I've never heard of it. I have no idea what it is. Right. Cool Borders 2, I know that game. Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy, Grand Theft Auto, and Intelligent Cube. I think I know what that one is. I know there was a Cube game years ago that I've tried, so I can't remember if it's the same one, if it's been on anything other than a PlayStation. Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Odd Worlds, Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, Wild Arms. There's some of the titles.
That's all of them.
That's a 20?
Yep.
Wow, that doesn't seem like much. For the fucking low price of $100 US. Yet again, another classic console that missed the mark. There's no way to upgrade. There's no spot to plug this to the network. I don't believe it's not network connected. There's no way to download more games. There's no way to anything. There's like you're stuck
wired controllers.
Wired controllers again. Hopefully they got long cords compared to the fucking Nintendo one.
Well,
Jesus.
In this article, if you just look at the thumbnail for the video right there, it looks like they're about 4 inches long. I think that might be actual.
I hope not. God damn. Hopefully you got a fucking 22-foot HDMI cable then. Jesus. You gotta set the classic console on your testicles to play it. That's why Uber's excited. I should have known. Should have known there was a catch. So the console launches in the US and Canada on December 3rd. I do believe Uber said that he's pre-ordered 2 of these. 2. Yeah.
Yes.
So he needs a fucking a head examination done, a lobotomy possibly. But yeah, none of those, like he ranted in our chat today that this is like the best lineup. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. Like you're gonna be disappointed, I think, when you realize that these games still suck. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I absolutely agree with a good number of these. For the ones that I'll say I agree with is definitely Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear Solid, Oddworld, Rayman, Resident Evil, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Rainbow Six, and then I actually would have preferred them doing Twisted Metal 2, not 1. I think 2 was far superior. But either way, I mean, about half the list, I would say, yeah, for sure, those are classics. But there's some that are missing that I'm just a little, kind of confused about. I would have thought that maybe Medal of Honor would have gotten a place on this list. It's one of the...
Was Medal of Honor back in the PS1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was its first release. What else was there? Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Very surprised that's not on there. That was a classic.
See, the thing with me is not into the Final Fantasy games. The original top-down Grand Theft Auto doesn't interest me. Metal Gear Solid, I didn't like it when I tried it years ago. The old ones. The new one looks a lot better. I'm still not into the Metal Gear series at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, none of those games to me I would want. Like, there's nothing there that I'd want to play.
Oh, and Soul Reaver, I think, should be on there as well.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is because, like I said, I never played these titles because I wasn't playing PlayStation. I was still PC gaming before I did switch to consoles for a while. So, yeah, I mean, none of these speak to me at all. And like I said, the retro consoles, they've disappointed me because of the fact is that here's $100, 120 Canadian, and then next year here's the next console, the same, just a few different games, some more games on it that you can't upgrade, you can't add to, you can't delete, you can't nothing. Another $130, please. Oh, next year, guess what? Here's another one of these classic consoles. $130, please. Here's 20 more games that you can't do anything. Like, it just, fuck off. I got a shelf full of fucking PlayStation 4 games. I have a Steam library full of games. And, the Steam sales are always going on. There's digital sales on PS4 constantly with new games being released like constantly. So to me, it's so hard for me to justify these retro consoles.
Well, and it wouldn't be hard if they would check all the boxes. And we talk about it every single time that we bring up a new release, They just keep doing things wrong.
Yeah.
They've got to connect it to a network, sell the console cheaper, and then sell games individually.
Yeah, like a few bucks a game. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, right there, that fixes all the problems. And then, if they open up the PS1 library, because even the PlayStation Store has PS1 classics.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse to not offer them digitally. This is just a huge misstep. It really is.
Well, and, at least you don't have to have your original PlayStation 1 discs to play it.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's that.
Train wreck from last week.
Stupid. And it would be hard enough to even find those, let alone fucking 3 generations of Sega that failed. Come on, man. God.
It is sad.
I think we just need to make our own retro console.
I think so.
That's all they got to do, though. Just online integration, wireless controllers, and a cheap store.
Yeah.
$5 a game, $10 a game, whatever they want to
do. Or
do.
even a rental system of some sort.
Yeah. Keep it cheap and make it accessible. And boom.
People will spend money. People are willing to throw in $100 on these. They would eventually spend more money by renting or buying cheap digital copies of games.
Yes.
I mean, those games can take much up in space. So, I mean, like, you wouldn't need a boatload of internal memory, just the expandable memory. I mean, Jesus. The fucking Nintendo, even the fucking Nintendo, to download the games so you don't need to always be connected to play would be nice.
Well, these games are like, what, 200 megabytes?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like, not like that expandable memory is expensive. I mean, the fucking Nintendo Switch forces you to buy fucking micro SD cards for it, and that's a current gen console, so, slap a USB port on it for an external hard drive, there you go.
Yeah.
Unlimited access to unlimited data storage. Jeez, get your shit together, people. Consult us. We have the answers.
We have all the answers. Yes.
We certainly do.
All right. Well, moving on to our next subject here. Something we haven't talked about in a little bit. PUBG. Back in the spotlight here.
PUBG.
Sort of.
PUBG.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still alive. Still popular. Yes. So PUBG is apparently getting a new map, and it's going to be a frosty, snowy map, possibly the Ring of Elysium killer.
It wouldn't take much.
No, it wouldn't take much. Really, just I killed it when I uninstalled it, and it was very easy. It's a large map, apparently from some leaked game files, or data mined, excuse me, not leaked. Data mined. They've been in the files since September, and they found images from a new map, and it's images from above, looking down on the map, and it's roughly a 6x6 kilometer landmass, which makes it larger than the last map that was released, Sandhawk, and that was a small 4x4 map. So the total map size is 8x8 kilometers, but the actual size of the land, I mean, most of the outer edge surrounding it is water, so the land mass looks to be about 6x6, and it looks extremely mountainous. It looks mostly covered in snow, and there's a river running through the center of it, so that could be interesting as well. And this is not official confirmation from, PUBG Corp or Bluehole, but apparently this is leaked from, I keep saying leaked, data mined. It's been found recently. In the assets already in the game files. So a new map, possibly worth checking out. I know they're really trying. They have not given up on this game, and that's for sure. Um, I think that they've done a pretty good job of supporting it. And the whole Fix PUBG campaign, I don't really know how that went because other than the announcement, I haven't really seen much. And to be fair, I don't play PUBG regularly. There was a time where I did, but I don't anymore. So maybe I'm just out of the loop, or maybe I haven't felt those changes that they made because I don't play on a regular basis. But just for me personally, and even from the advantage of being here at Beyond the Controller, where we talk gaming news, we haven't talked about it much. There just hasn't been much PUBG news lately, and that's why I kind of joked about it being found again here, something we haven't talked about in a while. Panther, would you like to see a snow winter map?
Yeah, definitely. I have a love-hate with PUBG. Is playing it solo, I don't know. There's no way. It's not for me solo. Playing with someone else is definitely a lot of fun. I mean, we played a little while ago, and I had a blast. Even though the few rounds we played ended in tragically us dying, but we had some laughs. I mean, there was some comedic bits, and we had some decent engagements, and I mean, I didn't hate it. I actually enjoyed it. So another map and possibility of a more stable game, it'll definitely get me back to playing it. Maybe not super regular like I did quite a while ago, but it definitely be something that I definitely would fire up and play with friends again for sure.
Yeah. And then the last part of this article actually mentioned something else that was really interesting, I thought. There's a file called, quote, weather_night. And players are speculating that means a night mode is coming to PUBG alongside this new map. Wow. So that would really change things up.
Jesus, that'd be something. Night vision scopes and goggles would be the definite requirement.
Yeah, the hot items.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No,
how scary would that be to see those glowing green eyes, though?
you're playing squads, and you're the last one left, and you see a whole squad running across the open field, all with glowing green eyes. You'd be like, "Where's the suicide button again? Can I just shove this grenade down my throat?"
Plays hacky sack with a grenade. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. No, anything that's a potential update and improvement is in a game that I could see myself playing again is definitely a positive.
Yeah. So that's all the news for that right now. We're starting to get closer to the main chunk of the podcast here. We've got a lot of Red Dead topics coming later. And getting closer to that, somebody from Rockstar said something pretty interesting.
Yeah, one of the co-founders, Dan Houser, he's thankful not to be releasing Grand Theft Auto 6 right now.
And that's kind of weird, but also understandable.
Yeah.
And
it's
the background of that. What does he say? Why did he say that?
Dan Houser said that he's thankful not to be releasing Red Dead Redemption 2. Thankful to be releasing Red Dead Redemption 2, and not GTA 6 this week, because of the latter would be out of date within 2 minutes. In an extensive interview with GQ, the Rockstar co-founder discussed now his flagship franchise tone doesn't quite mesh with current cultural climate. Everyone knows the Grand Theft Auto series has pushed buttons, has pushed boundaries. That's not that quote. That is my quote. Because anyone that's played them knows, it gets pushed a little bit. Even Red Dead 2, I mean, being set back in 1899, there's you can do some shit in that game. That definitely, if it was in a current world game, people would be like, "Hey, you can't choke women out, dude. Like, what are you doing?" Because I actually did that in Red Dead 2. But we'll get back to this article, and it says it's really unclear what we would even do with GTA 6, let alone how upset people would get with whatever we did. But intense liberal progression and intense conservatism are both very militant and very angry. It is scary, it is also strange, and yet both of them seem occasionally to veer towards the absurd. It's hard to satire for those reasons. Some of the stuff you see straightforwardly is straightforwardly beyond satire. It would be out of date within 2 minutes. Everything is changing so fast. So, with the way the climate of, and I mean, it's unfortunate that all eyes point to the United States for a lot of this. Other countries are not without fault. Canada has get some. We got far right and far left here, not as and maybe as aggressive or maybe as news notey as the Americans like to make themselves at times. There's other parts of the world as well that have some strong left and right, and and when they say by absurd, they are absurd. So yeah, I get it. I mean, to make a current world game, especially in the style of Grand Theft Auto, you would piss off both sides so fast with every little thing that you do. Then whenever you try to be overly satirical to basically prove a point, 5 minutes later, that's old news because they've already gone, the left and right has already gone to beyond absurd limits again on something else, so that the joke misses on everything.
Well, not only that, but right now, reality is more absurd than fiction. I mean, The Onion should be out of business.
Yeah. I mean, The Onion is no longer fake news, unfortunately.
No.
I mean, it's bizarre. And I mean, I don't want to turn this into a political topic, but
No, of course not.
but it is. I mean, in a sense, it's not even political, but real world topic. This
Right,
is
and that's kind of what he's alluding
this
to.
is this digs a lot deeper than just that you give the ability to do something kind of crazy left or crazy right in a video game. This would upset like droves of people. They protest every little thing. People get so upset by everything. The amount of people that are overly sensitive to every little thing in the world is going to ruin games like Grand Theft Auto, because how do you like the GTA games have always had a little bit of kind of current world going on in them a little bit. There's always that, like you said, how do you satire something that's so absurd? So,
Right.
like, I get it. And I mean, it's definitely going to be a challenge for them to, in what, 6 years before we probably get another one now after this game just came out. So they got a long road ahead of them to come up with a game to keep in the GTA style, but yet not piss off everybody in the world that's gonna, that's overly sensitive. It's crazy to think that the current landscape of politics and just the climate of the world is affecting writing in video games. It's sad. It's so sad.
Yeah. And I just want to say, like, my take on his statement really is not that they're afraid of offending people, but that what they're saying is basically that everything is so batshit crazy right now that how do you not even just satire, but how do you make a game that's based in, a fictionalized world of ours and have it be wild and crazy and like, I don't know, like they've always pushed the envelope, on things that go on in these games, but how do you push past how absurd reality is now? You can't get even more crazy, because then it's not even Grand Theft Auto anymore. It's something like Saints Row, where it's just utter bullshit.
True,
to where it's like a hyper fictionalized version. They can't go in that direction because that's not the game.
No, true enough.
So to have a realistic Grand Theft Auto experience, which it has been somewhat, arguably since the third game. That's their bread and butter now, and it's a fictionalized but closely resembling world. And how do you do that now? I mean, I don't know at all. I have no ideas. We just said we had all the answers, but I don't have this one. And I agree with him. I'm glad that this isn't GTA 6, because I don't know. I would hate to see them release a bullshit game because one reason or another they didn't want to do this or that because they defend people or whatever the case may be. If they tiptoe for any reason, I'd hate to see it, because GTA is some of the best games that we got, man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that's exactly how I feel as well. I mean, it's nuts to think about. Oh, I'm glad I'm not releasing GTA 6. It's like, why not? You'd make another $1 billion. But no, because the challenge to make it, yeah, over the top satirical without being, yeah, Saints Row. How the hell do you do that in this today's day and age? Because it's like, well, this crazy things in our game. It's like, yeah, well, that happened last Tuesday. That's old news now. You know,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I get it. And I mean, it's definitely going to make it tough for them to do something for, GTA 6 to make it, you know, to keep within that GTA world and the realm of things they do, like pushing the limits of stuff and the stuff that they do, but without being Saints Row. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
The world needs to calm its fucking tits.
Yes. Yes, it does.
So we can get GTA 6. That should be on a T-shirt.
We need to get back into the realm of sanity for real.
That needs to be on a T-shirt. Calm your tits, world. We need GTA 6.
Pretty much. All right, moving on here. So the Xbox Game Pass, obviously based on the name, used to be just for Xbox. No longer. It will be expanding to PC and coming soon. So, Panther, you took a turn on this Game Pass and tried it out for a while. Do you think it's worth the $9.99 per month?
I got the $2 deal that was going on.
Right. Well, I mean, having experienced it, would you say that that's
well?
The
I only played Forza 4 a little bit. I don't know. I mean, like the Forza game is cool. It looks damn good. Plays real good. Just issues recording with OBS on PC, and the fact that I tried display capture, game looks like crap. So I like to record a lot of stuff I do. So I couldn't record because you put on game capture, and it would crash the game on PC. It worked fine on Xbox, but not on PC. So that kind of kept me from playing it because the game is damn pretty. It plays really well. It's entertaining. I've watched a couple people play it. A couple YouTube people I watched when fellow was playing it. And I watched some gameplay. And I know Fatti plays it. And I know Uber plays it. And they really like it. But yeah, I mean, I downloaded it hoping to play like Sea of Thieves. I loaded it up once. Got into a map with a rando. He drove my ship into a fucking rock. And then I couldn't get it out. So I had to quit the game. I didn't play the Gears of War, which is like 105 fucking gigs. I should have played it because it's taking up all the space on my hard drive. Yeah. It has potential, definitely. I don't know if it's worth the $9.99 or $11.99 in Canada. I think it is. It's what it's worth right now, considering the PC title list is pretty slim.
Right. Well, you got to figure that they're going to be expanding that. If they're going to move it to PC, there's going to absolutely be some better PC titles.
They have to. They definitely have to. I mean, like the biggest thing is Forza Horizon 4 was a day one play anywhere Game Pass title. That was impressive. It definitely makes it a little easier to pay the money. But like, I mean, it's like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. I thought we could play those. We never did. It just nothing panned out when I downloaded it and installed it and bought the game or paid for the 2 months of Game Pass. Jesus Christ, I can't even speak English. When I paid for the 2 months and like I said, I downloaded the games, I just never played any of them. I sit down and to play a game and right now it's Red Dead, but it was a lot of Dead by Daylight and it was, a lot of everything else. But I mean, I was playing a lot of Spider-Man as well. So I had a lot of stuff to play and it just added to my list of things that I needed to play that didn't get played. And this is also my kind of, I'm going to veer off a little bit, but this is also my issue with all these monthly services, like these rental or game services right there. There's so many of them now. How the fuck am I supposed to play anything?
Almost oversaturated, would you say? Too many options?
It's getting there. But I mean, this is good because there's some games that are, if they are basically on PC and Xbox and they make them available to this Game Pass, people will buy the Game Pass so they don't gotta go out and buy full price for a title.
Sure, and for somebody like me, this is going to be the solution as well because I don't want to buy an Xbox, but there's lots of Xbox games over the years that I've wanted to play. So with Halo Infinite and Gears 5 going to be released coming up, that's going to be on the Game Pass. So for $10 a month, it's kind of like Origin Premiere right now. Honestly, I got that for Battlefield, but I'm playing Madden right now. Yeah. And something like that I could pay for a month for, and I could play the shit out of something. And paying $10 like that as a one-off fee, getting a full month of access and finishing Halo or Gears or whatever, I can finally play some of the fucking exclusives without buying a console, and for less than a quarter of the price of a full game at retail.
Definitely.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Definitely. And like I said, they've recently been adding more games to Game Pass. But the worst thing is they've added some games that are on PC, but didn't add them to the PC side of the Game Pass, which I thought was kind of shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with it coming to basically getting the PC side getting basically their own version of this, that should alleviate some of that problem. So the titles that are available on PC and Xbox that are in the Game Pass library now on Xbox side only, they should be moved over to the PC side, which will definitely make this worth money, because there's some good titles that are not just exclusives. I mean, they put the Metro series on and a couple other game titles that I know are not exclusives to Xbox. So they should, since there's also available on PC, potential for them to be putting on the deal as well is there. So yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. So again, the price point for that is $9.99 per month. That'll go for Xbox One owners and also coming to PC shortly. I'm trying to see if there's a date on here, and I don't see one. So yeah, it says while details on its PC expansion are limited, it's probably going to be in the Windows 10 integrated Microsoft Store. That's about all the information in this article right now. All we know is that it's coming. It's going to have day one launch titles on there, and maybe some cross-platform play. I think that'd be cool as well. I don't know if that's been talked about with this service at all or not, but either way, it's good news, I think. And I agree that I'm getting weary on all the subscriptions, man. I mean, all of them. But right now, picking and choosing, options are good. Competition is good. So I like that these are all cheap. I really, really appreciate that these Game Passes and like Origin Premier that are PlayStation Plus subscription services. I'm really happy that these things aren't like $30 or $40 a month. These are all very affordable, and especially for if you're just an Xbox guy or just a PlayStation guy or just PC or whatever, there's so many options out there that you can find a very, very large quantity of games to play for less than the price of a single video game each month. So it's more affordable than ever now. It's also more cluttered than it's ever been before. So while I don't think it's completely egregious yet in the amount of stuff that there is, it is starting to get there. It's creeping up on it. Just about everything has a pass. And I know you with launchers. One of your pet peeves.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like every time you turn around, like I have GOG, I have Origin, and I have Steam, and I've had a couple other ones, and I know I have the Microsoft one because you need it to launch the Microsoft games. But I mean, at least it's not an actual dedicated launcher. I can just shortcut the games and click on them. But the other ones require launchers to be installed. Microsoft as well, like I said, their store. But yeah, I mean, like there's so many launchers. It's like, Jesus Christ, if someone could just create one launcher to rule them all,
Well, that was supposed to be Discord, right?
Oh God. Is it really?
I mean, that was the promise, remember? When their store hit, that all of it would be localized in there. But I don't know how that would work with something like, say, for example, League of Legends. That's got its own launcher. Ubisoft games, to where you've got to load that up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice, but I don't see it happening. I mean, like the launchers aren't big. I mean, they don't look to take up a lot of space and a lot of resources. But still, it's like, Jesus Christ, how many launchers do I need on my PC to play these games? Yep. It just kind of seems like everybody has to. Oh, I created a game. I need to create a launcher. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on. Let's start getting into the real meat and potatoes and rootin'est, tootin'est cowboy news. Talk to us about the companion app.
So Red Dead came in with a companion app.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't had a lot of time with it because even though I do I have been playing. I have like my setup. I use PS4 Remote Play, and I have 2 monitors. And I thought, well, if I could use one of the emulators for Android and put the app up on one of my monitors, and I could turn the map off, and I tested it out on my phone just to see. The map is once you connect and you're in a game and you get the app up, it fucking real time. It is like directly real time, the map. Like you look at your player character and you move on the map and he moves on the map icon. Like it's exact one for one.
Now, how do you connect it to it?
So you have the game loaded up and you just load the app up and you log in with your Rockstar account. And then then once you're on with your PS4 or like your Xbox, I do believe that the companion app it's for both because it's on Android and also on Apple. So either whatever device you have, as long as it's compatible, it loads up. It has options. It has like the there's journal, and it has like other stuff in the game. Like it has like hints and tips and stuff too, possibly. It's like I said. It's not going to work in most environments because a lot of people are probably playing this on their TV. Like when I was sitting at my desk and my 2 monitors up, I have my phone has like my case has a little kickstand on. So I just stood it up on my desk and I loaded it up. I'm like, well, that's cool, but I got to keep looking at the phone for the map. It was a little counterintuitive. And I said, if I'm sitting in my living room on my big TV, I don't have a place to put my phone in front of me to see it. So I'd have to constantly look down on my lap or the arm of my chair, and I'd have to have the screen always turned on. Like it's neat, but I don't think it's viable for a lot of people.
Right.
But it's definitely cool the fact that you can use that map to set waypoints. You can it tracks in real time. Like I said, I didn't dig right down into the nitty gritty of everything that the app can do, but it is cool that it came with it, and the fact that, like I said, the map actually works and it's in real time. It's kind of neat. But how many people are gonna get great use out of it? On like a 9-inch tablet, if you could prop it up in front of your monitor, if you're playing at a desk, or if you could set it up on a table so you can see it as you're looking at your TV, and you could turn your little mini map off and just have the map in front of you, and it'd be kind of neat. But I don't know how much use people get out of it.
And for me, it's not viable. My TV's mounted.
Yeah.
So even like on my coffee table, I could set it down. It's still not going to help me out there.
No, like I said, it's a cool app, but like I said, for a little I've tried it out, and from like just the logistics of trying to find a spot to put either a tablet or phone to make it useful. I mean, if someone wanted to sit beside you and like set waypoints for you, I guess, I don't know, how fun would that be? Hey, you want to be my waypoint guy in my Red Dead game?
Right.
No. Yeah. So the app is pretty neat, but overall, like I said, the little time I actually had to use with it, I don't think it's. I don't think it's not a selling point. Let's say that it's not. It's not a necessity, unless there's something in it I missed. Unless there's some, like having the journal on it and stuff like that. Some things would be neat to use, but overall, I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's something that's heavily required.
No, and I can't think of a companion app that has been like a pleasure to use. Like the last one that I used heavily, because I remember we almost needed it, was Battle Log companion app. Remember that?
Yeah, I definitely do. We used it quite a bit.
And that was just because of the convoluted fucking mess of joining servers that game had.
Yeah.
That was Battlefield 4 that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just a nightmare altogether to try to join games and doing stuff through your phone. I mean, it's convoluted. It's not necessary, and it's distracting as well, confusing. I mean, I don't like any of that. I don't like the idea of trying to play a game on one platform and having to also keep my attention focused or distracted on another platform. There's no reason for it. I don't need to play on my big 70-inch TV and look down at my 6-inch phone.
No.
It's just counterintuitive.
Yeah. So like I said, unless there's some other options in there that are other things that could be added to it, or maybe with online, I mean, maybe for tracking stuff, or like, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't spent a lot of time with it just because I've been either busy editing or I've been busy with other things or busy playing Red Dead to worry about a companion app. But like I said, the fact that the map tracks it in real time, I thought was impressive.
That is cool.
It
So
is,
yeah, if
I
you
mean,
got like playing on the monitor or something, that would be cool.
yeah.
Right there. But that's it.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah. Overall, it's that's not the biggest news about this though.
Nope.
No. So Red Dead Redemption 2 companion app points to a PC version of the game. We've heard this about 4 times now from different things. A guy's LinkedIn profile, an off-the-cuff comment by a streamer from another country that was translated. Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation and talk that this is coming to PC. Rockstar's basically have not said no, but they've never even hinted at a possibility. So, files inside Red Dead Redemption 2's companion app contains multiple references to PC, graphic options, and resolutions, according to a report adding fuel to speculation that the game will eventually come to PC. As uncovered by Rockstar Intel, companion app contains a number of interesting parameters within its files, including the parameter for companion app connecting PC, Oculus, and also companion PC version, and then a bunch of code afterwards. So the files all contain numerous references to graphic options such as temporal anti-aliasing, resolution of water reflections, shadow quality, and particle quality. Some of the mentions of the PC in the files might be hinting at desktop versions of the companion app rather than a proper PC version of the game. Because, I mean, a PC version of the app would be awesome for me if I was playing on my monitor through remote play.
Right. Well, and also if there is a PC version, for a lot of people now, they've got dual monitors. So
yeah,
you have the map up on one monitor next to you and then the game. That'd be great.
So the PC version of the game and the PC version of the app would be awesome for me because I have the dual monitor setup. It would be great. But yeah, I mean, more speculation, more, well, I mean, it's data mining, but still, just because there's data in an app does not mean does not point to a direct, oh, it's definitely coming. It's still a maybe. There's been data mined information before that's proven to be pointless and useless. So, but we can be hopeful.
Yeah, I think that we will see it. I think that there's no reason for them not to. I think just right now they're trying to focus on console and capitalize
I
on
think
console
so.
because there's a lot of people that have PC and consoles, and for this game, as hugely anticipated as it was a little surprising and disappointing that they didn't say it was going to be released on PC. And I just think right now they're just kind of holding the chips a little close, and that's not because it's not coming, but because they want to maximize console sales, stretch the legs on that a little bit, and then announce it probably a year from now.
Well, that's what GTA 5.
Yes.
People were expecting on PC. I mean, it came out for the last gen, and then it was remastered and came out for the current gen, and then it finally came out for PC. So, I mean, if they're waiting on a release, yeah, it's going to be at least a year. And like most, if the game is just what it is, I can picture myself picking it up on PC if the game turns out to be the masterpiece that so far it seems to be. So.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. All right, so next topic that we've got is non-Red Dead related. Shocker there. But we'll probably be finishing the podcast with more Red Dead news. For now, moving on, we've got new games joining the PlayStation Hits lineup. And they are slated to go live as a PlayStation Hit on November 2nd. So the new PlayStation Hits, as they've been announced, let me see, in the next month, we've got the big notables being the Uncharted Collection, Until Dawn, Batman, what is that, Arkham Knight, Need for Speed Rivals, UFC 2, which I scratched my head at this pre-podcast and I said, UFC 2 is old as shit. It feels like UFC 3 has been out for a while now. And I liked both games a lot. I really enjoyed UFC 3, but I feel like UFC 3 should have been on the greatest hits here. I feel like just 2 is a little late.
Yeah, it definitely seems like an older title.
Yeah. Among other things, Shadow of Mordor, which I agree, that's a fantastic game. Shadow of War, of course, was also stellar. Mortal Kombat X, Dying Light, Battlefield Hardline, which I don't know. Let's not talk about it. Dragon Age Inquisition. That's a great choice there. I like that one at $19.99. That's a great price. There are more titles included, but those are arguably the bigger ones. And obviously, we'll be linking in the description of the video so you guys can get an actual list. So I won't have to read them all. But Panther, just on face value here, those titles, you agree with most of them as well?
There's some damn good titles there.
Yes.
Yeah, Uncharted Collection. That's amazing. Until Dawn was a really good game if you didn't get it free on PS Plus. The Batman games are good. UFC 2 actually came out in 2016.
Okay,
yeah,
so
2016. So not super old, but yeah. So I mean, it's pretty much a yearly title, right? So, the Dying Light, that's an awesome game, and to get the full on, that's awesome. The new Mortal Kombat game, if you're into that Mortal Kombat game, the new one was pretty cool looking, some pretty brutal executions and stuff in it. The Lego games are always just silly fun. So yeah, there are some damn good titles on that list. So if you haven't picked them up, whether they've been on sale previously or if you haven't got, some of them might have been PS Plus titles. I'm not sure if too many of them were. I know other than Until Dawn, I'm not sure anything else is PS Plus titles. I'm not sure all what's coming out.
Not positive. I don't think so.
Not that I can remember. Yeah. So yeah, if you're looking for some good games at a good price, I think those are some solid choices. I don't have a problem with those. There's some good games there.
Yep. And even more games, as I said, listed fully. You can take the link in the description to find those. But that'll do it for those major games. And pulling right back around to it. Can't get around it. Can't get away from it. Don't want to get away from it. More Red Dead news. What's going on, Panther?
So I know in the last podcast, I ranted about clickbait titles. And here's another one. MCVUK.com. MCV is, I guess, the name of the magazine, but it's a UK magazine. So MCV has an article, and it's Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't clinch UK's retail's biggest week of 2018. But the way it was headlined was Red Dead, I can't remember the exact headline that I'd seen.
Red Dead Redemption 2 does not outsell FIFA 19 in the UK.
That's how it was titled. But the article is actually, it didn't make the biggest week of week 1 of 2018. So they didn't give actual numbers.
No, they just compared week 1 sales.
Yeah, so the week 1 sales. So UK retail sales figures are out for Red Dead 2. And while the title was sold very, very well indeed, it had failed to top FIFA 19, which remains the biggest week 1 year of the week 1 release of the year. Jesus. I don't know why I'm struggling. This is tough. Second place is highly respectable, of course, but with huge development costs, the game will need to be successfully monetize its online service in order to be considered a success by Rockstar standards, at least. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. No matter how much money they spend on this game, they don't need to heavily monetize online to be considered a success.
Absolutely not.
That is some fucking bullshit.
Single-player games are alive and well. Don't believe anybody that tells you different.
Exactly. Single-player games, fucking Sony is full of them. And they
God of War
sell.
and Spider-Man, the two biggest successes of this year.
Detroit Become Human was a big success as well.
Yep.
So, those two massive games that are single-player only. So, suck it, Poindexter.
Yeah. I think the website, what was it, MCV?
Yeah.
Major clickbait versions.
Must be, because, like I said, I agree with them saying, like, I got no problem with, them saying that, it didn't clinch the top, 1 week sales. That's fine. That's whatever. It's the UK. I mean, like, how many people over there are worried about the Wild Wild West versus, kicking a fucking baller on the pitch? They murder people in the fucking stands over football over there, so they let them have it. Yeah. They want to spend all that money on monetization and packs and FIFA, then let them waste their money. I'll roam around the West, robbing stagecoaches and shit. That's more entertaining than kicking a ball around the field. Yeah, I hate on soccer. It's true. I don't deny it. But I'm still waiting for some numbers to come out from official sales numbers because I'm thinking they're going to be huge.
Yeah, I
Considering
agree. You
some,
think they're gonna beat Spider-Man?
oh yeah, well I don't know.
Your
I
instinct was to say, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, well, considering the amount of money that Spider-Man made,
Right.
um,
I'm gonna say it beats Spider-Man, and the only reason that I can say that with a certain amount of confidence is because it's two platforms. It's not exclusive.
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I think the total numbers are gonna beat it. I
Are
don't
you?
think
Are
the
we talking?
PlayStation numbers alone are gonna beat it.
Are we talking North America? Are we talking worldwide?
Wherever total numbers, man, global, sure.
Okay, we're gonna talk global.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the fact it's on two consoles, it definitely has a definite chance of beating Spider-Man. Spider-Man sold like a lot better than I even thought it was going to.
Yeah, yeah, me
Like
too.
in Japan, like it was nuts. Like that game made more money than the movies. Like holy shit, like it's nuts. But with Red Dead, the numbers are going to be huge, and like them saying that they have to heavily monetize is bullshit. I mean, that's by Rockstar standards at least. Like, how do you know what their standards are? Have you talked to the Hauser brothers and said, what does this game need to make to be successful? I guarantee you, it's made them a lot of money before online comes out, before monetization comes out. So,
Right. And
what?
and I don't know. I gotta point out I hate the smugness in that that what's the word? Prediction, I guess. I was blanking on the word, excuse me. I hate the smugness in that, saying that's the only way that they're gonna make money on this, or that they're gonna make it back because production value was too high. Like, no, dude. Like, what do you mean? When was the last time that Rockstar had a flop? When was the last time that they didn't make money back hand over fist over rock paper scissors? No, dude, they always bank, and it's because they make quality, and it's not because they monetize online. GTA 5, while it is a really really low down dirty whore in online mode, single player still is the main reason that most people bought the game, and it sold in millions. They made just an incredible amount of money on it. I would challenge anybody to say, what was the last game that Rockstar made that they didn't turn a massive profit on?
I'd like to see
You
it.
you'd have to go far far back, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So for them to say that is bullshit. For them to use the clickbait title that they originally had is bullshit. And then, like I said, here's the top 10 for the week ending October 27th. The fucking game come out October 26th, and it was number one over Black Ops and FIFA 19. Those
Yeah.
were number two. So in one day, it was the top of the week. So how close was it to selling? Was it like one copy? Like, was it 59.99 the difference? You
Yeah,
know,
I really hate when they do these type of articles without concrete numbers.
yeah. Let's see the numbers. But like I said, I mean, FIFA is a huge, and FIFA's on three platforms,
Yep.
Xbox, PC, and PS4, and PC, yeah, Xbox, PS4. I think it's on the fucking Switch. So there you go. I mean, who cares about the Switch? But I mean, there you go. Like four platforms to make the sales, and Red Dead had two. So I don't know. I mean, give us some numbers and stop spreading bullshit lies and stop making like smart ass predictions that are not going to come true. I don't know who wrote this article,
Yep.
but he can fucking take a long suck of something. He can take a long lick of the back end of a horse.
Yeah,
How about
lemon
that?
juice. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, he could suck the back end of a horse, or she, whoever wrote this article. There you go. Fuck.
Yep. All right, last article of the night. Here we go. More Red Dead. No surprise really to anyone. Out of the two consoles that it's been released on, Red Dead Redemption 2 looks and plays best on Xbox One X. They tested every single console version, so that goes for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One, and Xbox One X. Obviously, Xbox One X being the most powerful console on the market, it plays the best on there. And again, to the surprise of absolutely nobody.
Well, except for the crybabies in the PlayStation 4 subreddit, apparently.
Well, I mean, it's not really even a
No.
It's not a thing about favoritism. It's not, oh, I think it looks better with opinions. Like, no, it's more powerful hardware, and it's a fact. And
it plays in native 4K.
yeah, so there's no arguing with it. I mean, again, you shouldn't be surprised. The only reason that you'd be surprised is if you're willfully ignorant and just, putting your fingers in your ears and saying la 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 la. And I don't know, there's no reason to do that. We're fucking adults, and okay, Xbox has the most powerful console right now. Good for them. So what?
Yeah.
That doesn't take away anything that we've got on PlayStation or any other platform that you're on. Doesn't mean that the games are inherently worse. It's just they play a little smoother, they look a little bit better, and other than that, it's the same core game, really. So I'm not upset.
It's just the fact that between the Pro and the X is native 4K.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 4 Pro doesn't run full 4K, but I tell you, been playing on my monitor, which is a 1080p monitor. I played it on my TV today. It damn looks amazing on my 4K TV.
Yeah.
I can't complain the way it looks. It looks fucking amazing. And you play yours on the standard PS4.
Yeah.
And
it still looks incredible.
Exactly. And the thing is, if you match Xbox One S, their base Xbox versus the regular PS4, regular PS4 beats the Xbox. So right. I mean, like the Xbox One X is a year newer, so they had extra development time, and they do have some newer technology in their box. And I mean, it's an impressive console, if they had some goddamn games to go with it.
Yep.
So I mean, the game playing better on or looking better on the X, it's not a shocker. And I mean, it'd be kind of crazy if it didn't, outperform the Pro.
That would be the real article there.
For the fact, I mean, it doesn't upset me at all. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Well, again, because there's no reason for it to be upsetting.
No, not at all. I mean, bravo. I mean, Xbox is turned the page a little bit where they're not the laughing stock anymore. Their games aren't all 900p. It's at 30 frames. While PlayStation 4 games, a lot of them are in 1080, some even 1080 60 before, the Xbox decided to say, hey, our consoles, needs a nice boost to get going. And they've done something about it. I mean, good for them. I mean, sadly, a lot of their games, aren't exclusives, and they have a hard time with that. But, I mean, hardware-wise, they're doing something smart. So, yeah, I can't knock them for what they've done.
Yep. Good for them. Xbox gets a win, and I won't begrudge them.
Nope.
With
Bravo.
Yep. All right, so that's gonna do it for the news that we've got. A lot of Red Dead news, but like I said, it's probably gonna be that way. I expect it to be that way here for the next couple weeks. But of course, everything that we've talked about will be linked in the description of the video for you guys on SoundCloud. Thanks for listening to us there.
And the articles are also linked on SoundCloud.
Panther the Wizard figured it out.
I am going to start to link the same information on both. But yeah, I mean, you can check out the links in either on YouTube or SoundCloud. Nice. So yeah.
Right on. All right, so Panther saves the day for you SoundCloud fellas.
I try.
But that'll do it here for Beyond the Controller.
No, it won't.
Wait. Hang on. I was going to plug it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Coming up soon.
Very
to a live
soon.
stream near you. Extra Life. We're streaming for charity. We've got 24 hours slotted for streaming, maybe even a little bit longer. And lots of friends planning on being there. Lots of games, a ton of variety. It's going to be a variety stream like none of us have ever done, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be off the chain.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big, concentrated effort around the clock with the guys from Beyond the Controller and friends. Hope to see everybody there. Our donation links, we've got a competition going as well. So make sure you donate to Gladys the Baker or anybody other than Cryptic Panther. What?
Donate to Cryptic Panther first.
As we've already spilled the beans on, the guys have all agreed that whoever wins gets to pick a game for the losers to play
for 2 hours live on their own channel.
2 hours of live streaming this whatever grueling, torturous experience is going to be at the choice of the winner. So can't wait to see what happens with that.
It could be rather painful.
Could be painful, yeah.
But it's for charity, though.
But
That's
it's
the
for
thing.
charity.
It's for
Yeah.
charity though. So yeah. So yeah, if whether no matter who you donate to, it all goes to good causes. We're all
Yes.
raising money for sick kids. It's 24 hours of us beautiful bastards. So how could you not? How could you
Yeah.
not tune in?
Yeah.
So
There's no losers here.
no.
Anybody can win. Just tuning in, saying hey, keeping us awake during the stream is appreciated. Even if you don't donate, come hang out with us for a little bit, keep us company, and maybe suggest some things for us to play.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna head out here. That's it for Beyond the Controllers weekly podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.